Hello everybody. I'm just gonna cut to the chase and show you guys my thrift haul. So I uploaded a $400 thrift haul, part 1 and part 2, about a week and a half ago. This is separate from that. I really told myself I wasn't gonna go thrifting for a while, but I ended up having really great sales, which was a reflection of me listing like 150 things over maybe 3 or 4 days. So I rewarded myself with some sourcing because that's the fun part. My hair's all bumpity here. Okay. I don't have these in order. I steamed some of them. Really no rhyme or reason. I still have about half of them left to steam, so if they're wrinkly, that's why. I found this Ralph Lauren bag. It's really tiny and not very practical, but this is really on trend right now. It reminds me of like wicker, but it's not. It's just canvas, like coated canvas. I found this cachet leather. Is this a moto jacket? Yeah, this is a moto jacket. So this is one of those brands that I always tell you guys about. They don't make clothing anymore, but it has a huge following. I'm probably gonna list this around $60, which sounds like a lot for a brand that no longer makes clothing. But like I said, they just have a really big following. I found this North Face jacket. I'm really picky when it comes to North Face. I live in Michigan, so I find a lot of North Face, and it's really a hit or miss. Excuse me for the lisp. I put my retainers back in. If you guys have been following me for a while, I have something similar to Invisalign, and it's hard to talk. I should have taken them out for the video, but I always forget. So anyway, North Face can be a hit or miss, but I just sold a North Face jacket for $28, and it was actually one of my own, so I picked it up because it was the jacket that I sold was kind of similar. This is a Title IX jacket, which is like an activewear. I thought it was like a beachy activewear brand, but now I'm not sure. Anyway, the sales seem to be consistent on this brand, so I'll probably list that jacket around 25 to 30. I've been finding a lot of Maeve dresses. Here's another Maeve dress. This is just a long maxi pattern dress. I'll probably list around 40. This is a Splendid flannel. I don't always pick up Splendid because most of what I find is like a basic solid color undershirt. But I'm a little bit late for flannel season, but I'll probably list that around 20. Okay, I found this really interesting Harley Davidson jacket, zip up sweater, I should say. All it has is the Harley Davidson logo, not even logo, it just says Harley Davidson on the sleeve with nothing else. So it's not your typical biker black and orange and white Harley Davidson piece, which I think that's what makes it unique. So I think it will do well on eBay. This is a Mountain Hardwear piece. I always find Mountain Hardwear I always find Mountain Warehouse, which is like a cheaper warehouse brand, and I always mix it up with Mountain Hardwear, but Mountain Hardwear has a pretty good following. It's a nice like outdoorsy, think like North Face, Patagonia brand. I'll probably end up listing that around 25 or 30. I found this Johnny Was embroidered piece. I don't know what the person was thinking, but I think they cut the bottom. I'm not positive, but if the bottom's cut, which I think it is, I'm just going to end up keeping this for myself. It would probably still sell on its own, but I don't really like listing altered pieces, so I'll probably end up keeping that for myself, which is unfortunate. I found this, I guess I shouldn't say unfortunate. Good for me, but unfortunate for the money I could have made. So this is an LL Bean, typical pullover sweater. It has the Daybreak logo right here, which people love. I'm probably just going to list that around 25. This is my first time finding this collaboration, Lacoste and Malandrino. So Catherine Malandrino is a designer. I told myself I was going to look up comps before I took the video, and I totally forgot. I don't know what this would really retail for, and I think collaborations like that, usually they don't go for too much, but we'll see. This is an Athleta dress. I'll probably list around 30. This brand I also kind of find pretty often. I mean, not too much. It's a Toby, but this is new with tags. And it just has these cute little pom-poms at the bottom. They had a lot of new with tag Toby dresses, and they were all different sizes, so I think Maybe somebody had like a boutique, or I don't know, who knows. I wouldn't say they came from a personal closet, that's for sure. But anyway, I'll probably list this around 30. Hopefully I can find a nice way to style that, because it has like an open under boob area and I definitely can't model that. I've had 3 kids, so I think my boobs would like fall right under where they're supposed to be. This is a boat-in dress. This is a really simple basic piece. I don't always pick up basic pieces, but this is linen. I'll probably list that dress around 20 or 25. This is a Sundance. This is an older Sundance label, I believe, but it's just a simple ivory sweater and it's really heavy and it's kind of chunky knit. So I think it will do well despite the older label. I'll probably list that around 20. This is a J. Jill piece, which you guys know I have a love-hate relationship with J. Jill, but this is one of her love linen pieces, and it's really hard not to pick up linen pieces because I personally love wearing it, and I know a lot of people are really picky and only wear certain types of fabric. So this is an Escada Sport cardigan. I do think this is a newer label. Escada is definitely like luxury designer, so I don't know what I'm going to list this for. I do think that Sport is like the lower line of Escada. I'm not totally positive on that, so if I'm wrong and you know, correct me in the comments. This is a Banana Republic 2-piece suit. The reason I picked this out, because I find a lot of J. Crew and Banana Republic suits. I feel like everyone who has ever owned multiple suits has once owned a J. Crew or Banana Republic suit. But this is a silk exterior. So the outside of this is a silk blend. Actually, it's not. It's 100% silk on the outside. So I think this will do well. This is a Garnet Hill wool cardigan. So I find this brand quite a bit as well. Their basic pieces I'll usually pick up for myself if they fit, because it's a pretty good quality brand. It kind of reminds me of like Soft Surroundings. I'm probably going to list this around 30. This is another Toby new with tags piece. There's a tiny little skirt and a tiny little crop top thing. They had 2 of these. They had a medium and an extra small. I wanted to get the medium, but I could not find the other piece to the medium skirt. I couldn't find the top, so I ended up picking up the extra small set. So we'll see how that does. Like I said, I think somebody had a boutique or something. They were clearing out inventory. I really don't know why they had so many new with tag Toby pieces. This is a Tory Burch top. I don't know comps on Tory Burch. It's obviously a great brand to find. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to list this for yet. I also found this Soft Surroundings piece. It's really white, so I took a gamble with bringing it home because I didn't really check it over, but it's actually in great condition and doesn't even look like it was ever worn, honestly. So I'll probably list it around 30, but we'll see. This is a vintage skirt. I'm not sure. I'm thinking like 40s or 50s, but I could be wrong on this. And it comes with like this little skirt bandana shaped belt tie. I don't know. It's really cute. I love that pattern. This is a J. Jill. This is my first time finding, it's actually a pure Jill line of J. Jill. Luxe Tencel. So I don't know if Luxe Tencel is kind of like a branch, just like Love Linen is. I'm guessing it is. But because this is my first time finding this branch of J. Jill, I figured I would try it out. And it's a nice like peacoat style jacket. So we'll see how that does. I found this older label Eileen Fisher velvet top. And normally I wouldn't pick up this because I stopped picking up older label Eileen Fisher because it was not moving for me. But velvet has been doing well for me. So we'll see. This is a Carmen Mark Vallo swimsuit. This is my first time finding Carmen Mark Vallo, sorry, I'm not saying that right at all. Carmen Mark Vallo. It's my first time finding it, but I've heard quite a bit about it through the grapevine of reseller YouTube channels and stuff like that. So this has the mesh accents, which is really trendy right now, so we'll see how that does. I'm probably only going to list it around like 20. This is a pair of J. Crew corduroy pants, but they have honeybees on them. Honey rags, honeybees. These are on trend. Everybody's trying to save the bees right now, so I do think these will do well. I do think that's an older J. Crew label for pants, but I found 3 pair. I'm only going to show you one tag of Soft Surroundings pants. boom, boom, boom. Okay, they're all like lax, linen, cargo style pants. I actually found 4 pair, but the other pair is ivory, and I didn't check the bottom cuffs, but there's some discoloration, so I'm not going to list them. If they fit me, I'll keep them for myself. I don't know. I don't really know the comps on soft surroundings pants, but I feel like they'll do well around 20 bucks each on eBay. Obviously, considering offers, I get quite a lot of offers on eBay, so I'm not sure if people started getting the hang of Poshmark and like the offering system, but I never used to get this many offers on eBay. All of a sudden, within like the last 6 months, I get lots of offers, which is great because I can start my items out a little bit higher than my bottom line. This is a Ralph Lauren blazer. Once again, I find quite a bit of Ralph Lauren blazers, but I only pick out my favorites. I do think this one will do well. I think this is like a linen, something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, I found so many crazy vintage sweaters. I actually got overwhelmed and I just picked out my favorite ones because I had a cart full of vintage sweaters. I don't know if Goodwill was like holding on to them in the back and released them all at once. They were tons of various sizes. I don't think somebody like was hoarding vintage sweaters and donated their collection because there were so many different sizes. I truly think Goodwill was just like hoarding them in the back until sweater weather or something. I really don't know. But I caught them at the right time and I had a cart full of vintage sweaters. I had so many, I had to pick some of them out because I'm like, okay, let's be realistic here. I probably could have sold almost all of them because they were really awesome, but I'm also at that fine line between, you know, vintage ugly sweaters are of course trendy and in, but they've also been trendy for a while, so I'm waiting for that trend to tip, and I'm gonna be stuck with like boxes of vintage sweaters. They do sell well for me, which is why I'm picking them up. But there's something about it where I'm kind of like taking it with a grain of salt. Like, how many more do I want to stock in my inventory before they go out of trend? I hope they don't go out of trend. I love them myself, but you never know. I'm always weary about that kind of stuff. So this is, I didn't even think this was vintage at first because this is so trendy to have like this yarn woven, or this yarn embroidered, I should say, like floral boho pattern at the top. But I do think it's vintage after looking at the stitching and style and stuff. So this one I'm probably going to list around 50. That's a really good piece. This is just a simple sweater exchange vintage sweater. Probably list that around 20. For the most part, I think I'm going to list most of the vintage sweaters that I found at $20. Unless, like, obviously that first one I showed you guys is going to be 50 because of the style. This is a Michael by Michael Kors cold shoulder sweater. I read on a fashion website that cold shoulders were going out of style. They were going out of trend, which makes me sad because I have broad shoulders and I feel like when I wear cold shoulder tops, they slim my shoulders. So I'm sad that that is going out of trend. This is an Ellie Tahari dress. This is just one of those good brands to pick up. I don't know what I'm gonna list that for, maybe around 50. This is a Ralph Lauren blazer. This one I'm going to list for a little bit more than the white one or the ivory one because people, I've noticed, love this emblem, People love this, and anything with this on it that's visible seems to move quickly for me. So I'll probably list that around $40. All right, now onto the vintage sweaters, more of them. This is a vintage Neiman Marcus. I almost put this one back, but it reminds me of like a sailboat meets modernistic minimalist art. I don't know how to explain it. Like I said, 20 bucks. This one, vintage sweater, 20 bucks. This one is maybe not so vintage, maybe like early 2000s, but it's an ugly Christmas sweater with an all over pattern. 20 bucks. Another vintage sweater. This one, 20 bucks. This is a late 80s, I'm thinking. Primary colors top. It's really ugly. And yes, I know green is not a primary color, but this whole like primary colors look with the blue and the yellow and the red really seems to do well with children's clothing, so I figured why not try out adults clothing. We'll see. I'll probably list it around 20. And I found this pair of Flying Monkey jeans. I found a pair of Flying Monkey jeans I think it was in the summertime, and they sold within like a week at $20. So obviously it's not a huge flip, but I picked them up I'll list them around 20. This is a pair of Joe's jeans, and it's just a nice like forest green. So certain colors like that I'll pick up because they're more unique, I guess. So yeah, so now I'm gonna move on to the shoes. I found these awesome olive green Torrid boots, and they're in really excellent condition. I think I'm gonna list them around 30 or 40, to be honest. I found these Cole Haan. Now, I've heard of this before. It's Cole Haan Grand Daos. I'm saying everything wrong. It's Grand Daos. I don't know what collection that is, but regardless, these are really cute. Cole Haan makes really nice shoes. I found these really cute Ralph Lauren heels, and they have like a suede leather mix on them. I find Ralph Lauren shoes every once in a while. I don't always pick them up, but these are really stinking cute. I found these Soul Society shoes. This is my first time finding the brand, and I did a really quick comp research. I mean, went to Poshmark, looked up the brand, looked up sold, and looked at like the first 3 listings. It seemed like a decent brand to pick up, but I guess that would depend on style, and these are embroidered, which I'm a sucker for, so I had to pick them up. And I also found these Coach wedges, which this is really crazy because they look like they've never been worn. I paid $6 for them. That's also crazy because my Goodwill overprices Coach. They overpriced used Coach, I should say. So these must have snuck past one of the pricers somehow. I think wedges are still in style. So they're just really simple. Because they're so clean, I'm probably going to list them around 70. I mean, that might be a little bit much, but we will see. I'm always open to accepting offers, and they're in really nice condition. I've said that like 7 times. So anyway, that is all I have to show you guys. I do want to let you guys know, if you've watched this far, if you have been commenting on my YouTube videos recently, I will get back to you. I like to comment back to every single person. Sometimes it literally takes me like 2 or 3 weeks to get to every comment. And that's only because, you know, I'm juggling all the platforms, plus the kids, plus Instagram, which I usually reply on Instagram like within the same day. But it's hard for me to go to YouTube and load all the comments because it's not as like user friendly to reply to all of them. So anyway, I had to put that out there. I probably should have put it at the beginning of the video, but whatever. I do read all my comments, and I do appreciate all of the input, all of the advice that I get in comments, and also seeing what other people find and what doesn't work for them is cool too. So yeah. Anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching, and if you aren't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Happy selling.